Welcome to the USI project. When we first started the USI project, the requirements that were given to us actually did give us an opportunity to talk about a topic that's been increasing globally, a rising trend also that happens in Singapore, which is the gradual erosion of the usage of third space. So at its core, a third space is an informal public gathering place, distinct from two primary places of our daily lives, our home, which is our first place, and our workplace or school, which is our second place. Think of them as a vital in-between, places where we build community, foster connections, and simply be. They are the coffee shops where you link with friends, the bustling community centers, the local parks where neighbors gather, the independent bookstores with their inviting armchairs, or even the familiar corner pubs where you know the regulars. So with the gradual increased usage of the social media in the digital age itself, we do observe some significant drawbacks with social media, namely the superficial connections where interactions often lack the depth and nuance of an in-person relationship. We see curated highlight reels, not authentic selves, leading to a sense of isolation despite being connected. Echo chambers and filter bubbles are some of the more prevalent things you do see in social media. There's also a performance culture where it's often you feel pressure to present an idealized version of yourself, where there's no room for error and you have to always have that constant need of validation through likes and comments. And it's also an overall reduced empathy, as without that personal social connections, you do have a lack of empathy as a result. This leads us to the most important problem statement, which is how might we help Singaporeans of different age groups rediscover and engage with third places to promote good health and mental well-being through social connections and reduce screen time on social media. So we started this project by doing some field work. So we go to some of the third spaces that we see across our neighborhood. We live in very distinct parts of Singapore, so we all went around and checked how is it being used, and we talk to the locals there, like, you know, what's the usage and whatnot. And secondly, to get a more general feedback, we conducted a survey to just get everyone from different age groups to answer it, because sometimes they might not be in the third space itself, so they might be somewhere else. So this survey just provides a good opportunity to get their feedback even if they aren't in the third space area. So yeah, we did get some insightful feedback, and from there we have a proposed solution, which is to create a app which is we call Spot SG, which is to help people find third spaces across Singapore and from there visit the place. So we started off with a low fidelity prototype. This is done on Adobe Photoshop, just to get a sense of like what we want to have the final product to look like. From there, we actually refined the prototype further to be a more refined app. Alright, so from the app, we can use login sync pass, or you can just create your own account, and then from there we get to the main screen. You can actually also personalize your profile to whatever pictures you want, and from here we can also check which friends we have. We can add friends or remove friends as per our needs. From there we can sort our demographics between different age groups, and then we can choose a location. So for example, I'll be in the Tampines area, and I will just see which nearby locations that I lived in, where are the nearby areas I can visit in the third space in Tampines. I can see the reviews, which one is good and which one's bad. So let's go to Tampines Safra, for example. I can see in Tampines Safra like what's the operating hours, which age group best suits this particular location, and then see if any of my friends have visited the area, and then I can just ask them like, hey, how's the area, how's it like? And from there we can create a personal touch and overall a better sense of community and engagement using this app. Afterwards, we let a group of users test the app and then get feedback from them. So here are some of the feedbacks that they gave us. Firstly is the personalized recommendations, so have a recommender systems in place so that we can recommend them certain locations based on their usage and location. And secondly, an enriched database that is linked to different agencies that can dynamically update on events and locations. And enhanced engagement, which implements a gamification features so to encourage them to actually go out, and it creates a feedback loop of user-driven creations. And finally, an evolution into a participatory social network which centers on the physical social engagement itself. And with that, that's our USI project, and that is all.